afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 39th episode of MSME Masterclass. I'm thrilled to introduce our esteemed speaker for today, Mr. Ravi Kajaria, founder and digital transformation lead at Granular CIO Consultants. With over 2 decades of experience in IT transformation and digital transformation projects, Ravi has partnered with numerous Fortune 500 companies, driving strategic and well-planned organizational changes. At Granular, Ravi leads initiatives that help clients transform their IT landscapes, offering services like CIO and IT advisory. His expertise lies in business app automation, IT cost control, and aligning IT strategies with business growth plans. Ravi has successfully managed and delivered various IT initiatives across technologies globally, including ERP implementations and upgrades. Ravi's notable experiences span working with top companies such as Asian Paints, Tech Mahindra, Piramal, and many more globally recognized organizations. Under his leadership, Granular was recently honored with the Emerging Company Award from the Indian Achievers Forum for its unique blend of products and consulting services. Please join me in welcoming Ravi Kajaria. Welcome to MSME Masterclass, Ravi. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for inviting.
So, Ravi, our topic for today is financial impact of digital transformation on MSMEs. And my first question to you is, how does digital transformation impact MSMEs' financial stability and liquidity?
The one best part is that we've seen with MSMEs, today there is so much in technology. And we've seen the MSMEs make a big blunder by buying some software which might not be really suiting to their business requirements, and they end up closing it, considering that similar industry, someone else is using a similar product. So here someone like us comes in, brings in that experience, who tells them, because you have your growth plans better, as of today, in 3 to 5 years down the line, then let your technology also be a better one. You should actually look at selecting a technology that suits your business and what are your future growth plans. That means a lot. We've seen that MSMEs save a lot of money if they go for such kind of a consulting experience. If they have a consultant on their side, suddenly they can look at every number in terms of productivity, employment productivity that is there, or even look at certain growth elements that they were not looking at earlier by automating simpler and mundane tasks. I tell you, many companies today, MSMEs, they rely on Tally only because, the auditor loves them. Yes, it is good for accounting and financial, no doubt about that. But what if you are a very complicated organization? What if you are a manufacturing organization? You need to follow certain compliances. So in this case, it's better to go for a good ERP. But at the end, you need to have a proper, CRM, or possibly you could have a proper MIS coming out. And it is so automated using bots. Trust me, the owner at the end of the day is 80% doing strategic work and not doing operational work. And that's a big difference. And I'll say it's drawing a line that one has to really look at growth mindset. So big financial impact in terms of, looking at the futuristic growth aspect.
Got it. And Ravi, can you also discuss with our audience what are the financial risks of digital transformation for MSMEs and how can they mitigate it?
I like the word that you use, mitigation and risk mitigation planning. MSMEs, ideally, I've seen not many do it. Right now, if they are under proper guidance, what we bring is, the risk is going to get triggered for sure, but the impact will be much lower. But when I look at digital transformation, yes, you have a upfront good some amount of capital expenditure that's coming in. Yes, one needs to plan that. But if you have to really look at the mitigation of it, you should not look at it as a cost. Technology is never a cost. It is always an investment. So if I'm saying, for example, hey, you need to spend 25 lakh rupees for this particular technology transformation project. You will say, why do I spend 25? Show me a cheaper software, here. And then you end up getting into doing some manual activities. But what if I tell you, I have 25 lakh rupees software plan for you, and look at it, there is a return of investment coming with it. You're going to get this money 3 years down the line. Now, what if that kind of a calculation exists in your planning? And that really works out well. So this is how we mitigate this particular risk.
Got it. Ravi, now if you have to talk about the measures that MSMEs can take when it comes to financial success, how can they measure this with regards to digital transformation initiatives?
That's a very good question. A lot of people ask me, how do I measure my, productivity? How do I measure my employees are not going to support me? How do I bring them up to task? So, we've got one return of investment model here. Okay. This particular ROI model gets into the details of every department, and necessary KRAs are identified for every department. Now, what happens in this case is that if everyone is accountable for that task, they start filling in that what kind of productivity are they going to get in future. And each of them enter certain hours that they would look at if they are automating their processes. Now, so look at it that over, say, 3 years down the line, even if I'm getting, say, 100 hours in 3 months as a productivity, that's a very big jump. Many companies do that. So we make them form those formulated number-based, quantified number-based processes, ROI-based thing, and it is then they get on the right direction. Yes, of course, there are hurdles to it, but then if you have someone who's really experienced and guides them in the right direction, so I don't think then there is a very big issue. But this ROI model is very critical.
Okay, and if we move on to the potential cost savings part of it, what are the potential cost savings from automating repeated tasks and processes in MSMEs?
That's also, if I look at it, let's say, for example, a typical procure to pay cycle, Now, say today, if I am, as a company, spending 10 hours doing one operation for procure to pay end to end at a company level. Now, suddenly, if this task is automated, okay, this 10 hours could get reduced down to minimum 1 hour or even lower than that, okay, because there are so many stakeholders involved. Apart from this, say if you're growing and if you have multiple locations also coming into picture, okay, so all of them are logging into data into the same server. This is very basic, of course, that's a part and parcel of a digital transformation, but the whole organization starts working in synchronization. All your resources, they point towards one system, and the company goes in such a way that they progress in a very uniformed way. So that's something that the automation of tasks helps. And you know what? You don't stop there. You keep doing continuous improvement plans. So basically, we form a proper IT strategy and IT roadmap. We get the budgetings done. Okay, what could be the capital expenditure or operating expenditure? So a whole lot of things come into picture. Just look at it. Certain strategies, if a larger company is doing, what if a smaller company even does 1/10 of it? It can work out very well for them.
And Ravi, now we move on to the examples part of it. Can you provide our attendees some examples on how MSMEs have successfully navigated the financial aspects of digital transformation?
Okay, just coming to this particular question, where a certain type of an example. So right now I'm consulting to one of the MSME company. Now they are a very large chemical company, and based in Mumbai. They have 2 plants in Gujarat, and they have a R&D lab in Andheri. So now, see what when we came over there, they were basically on SAP ECC 6.0 version. And the typical SAP working there was not much there. The company was running. There were a lot of Excel sheets going around in terms of MIS or data going out. Now, moment we came in, what we did, we worked on the process. We understand the process first, and we ensured that there has to be a proper analytical tool coming into picture. So the analytical tool started coming in. There is a proper MIS that is being published now, okay, from the system. Okay. Now, whether we use Power BI, ClickSense, Tableau, now that's a decision that they want help from our side, because which tool would suit their budget or, all those things started moving. Second was, we started working on certain ISO compliances which the company wanted. But what about those SOPs which lie unattended or the released version is not available, So when you look at the digital transformation happening, you also have to look at proper data management. So we helped them with version management. We came out with the DMS, a document management system for them. We upgraded them to O365, wherein we started looking at proper structure or maybe data security to their emails. So there is a lot of things started coming because overall they're like 225 employees overall in the organization. So emailing system was not proper as well, which got structured. And we also did certain cybersecurity trainings. We helped them across how, as a layman, you should avoid clicking on certain links. Some kind of an awareness training happened there. And now we are looking at Industry 4.0, smart manufacturing initiatives for them. So, it's always a maturity chart going upwards. So that's where, a role plays when you start looking at digital transformation. You also have CRM initiatives coming. Right now, we are evaluating various other CRM tools. Okay. So there is some kind of a trickle where, people start thinking differently. New systems coming in, WhatsApp-based CRM systems we are evaluating, or Salesforce systems. It completely depends. It has to be integrated with SAP, plus they have to do SAP upgrade projects. So, all that plan, the roadmap is developed. There is a very good systematic way of growing, and they are doing that. So the management now gets proper structured reports, and it helps them in decision making, which is our focus, and which we've given them, and they are able to achieve that. But yes, I would say the job is still not complete. It's in progress, and I'll tell you, they are on right track.
So Ravi, now moving on to our next question, which has come from one of our attendees. It's about how do digital marketing and e-commerce platforms impact the revenue streams of MSMEs?
Oh, very good. See, in fact, I would recommend that do digital marketing. See, we are right now the most luckiest generation today in living around here, because we've got LinkedIn, Instagram, and this chain reaction of particular posting coming in. It's amazing. One has to be really consistent on that. Now, looking at it, that you should really invest well, depending on type of your business. Okay, like for example, I am marketing my business since the inceptions of in 2020 when it was COVID and I was in the national lockdown. So the presence really, it's up to you. So it works like a Brahmastra, believe me. So you need to know how and where one is to be using the digital marketing tools, but it helps. Because that's the marketing strategy that has been existing now. Even I go to the management schools today, okay, and I see the marketing strategies being used is amazing. Whether coming in the SEO, Google, coming on the first page, or going to Insta or LinkedIn, bringing in those social media presence is very important. Maybe you can bring some unique thing on it, and you have some kind of a traction. You have people who follow your posts. It builds your credibility online. It does build your credibility. I mean, I have seen people just working from home and building so much credibility for small business, but they have really high earning businesses. The returns are very high. But you need to know what to post and what not to post. You need to be very careful. But digital marketing strategies are very important. I would recommend go for B schools. If you are not aware, hire those interns as your, in your company. They can help you taking it to the next level.
And if we had to talk about long-term financial benefits, Ravi, could you also share with us in terms of what, according to you, are the long-term financial benefits of investing in cloud computing and data analytics for MSMEs?
See, I like the word you're using, long-term financial benefits. The reason being, anything and everything that you plan in an IT roadmap, there has to be a long-term as well as a short-term impact. Now, when it comes to infrastructure, whether you're doing on-premise or whether you're doing cloud computing, yes, there is initial capex that is involved in using the on-premise, that is the server in your office. When it comes to cloud computing, you are only paying for the amount that you are going to use. So your capex, the capital expenditure comes down. Yes, you might be paying over a period of time, but that too, it's more in terms of how much space you are going to utilize. So this whole gamut of things that are working today is very different. Okay. So cloud computing, of course, it's one of the solutions people have been migrating now, because you end up also eliminating your team or probably those maintenance items that you were doing in the on-premise server. You can go for platform as a service. Okay, so all those items are taken care of. So all those people who were earlier, helping you on certain mundane tasks can be given some other tasks in your organization. You know. And plus, you have data integrity, data security if you go for the right firewalls and the other tools. So I would highly look at the long-term financial benefits if you're going for cloud computing. You also mentioned about data analytics, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yes.
Now, see, when you talk of data analytics, it needs a lot of data churning happening. Okay. Now, see, if you are a company which has multiple locations, you want to really have the data in one central location. And that too, those complex analytical tools doing some predictive analytics, especially in manufacturing plants. If you're using those smart devices or like IIoT or anything, they have a lot of data, the historian data, that can be really churned in such a way and available to many people at a given point in time. That's where cloud computing helps. So data analytics is today the thing, okay, and it helps making company faster decisions. So I keep using this buzzword of turnaround time to the market has improved because of the cloud computing and data analytics. Much better, much matured systems. Highly recommended.
Ravi, a lot has been spoken about digital transformation as a process. We would like to understand the financial challenges that MSMEs could face when they are in the process of digital transformation and the strategies they can use to overcome them.
Yes, you are right. See, one is I see many risks there, as I mentioned earlier, that people don't want to spend upfront, and they say, okay, why do I spend in consulting? I mean, in India, especially, people refrain from getting into this consulting CIO. Well, you cannot hire a full-time consultant, of course. But then these are those concepts coming from the West that is coming in. Now, what happens is they try to save money over there, and they end up going for such a tool which is high maintenance. Okay. And it doesn't give you the right results that you had probably envisaged for it. So, moment you start using the right technology for you, suddenly you are you offloaded all your things that your brain was doing to the system. The intelligence is very high in the newer age systems. The artificial intelligence, the machine learning capabilities that are coming up in analytics world, and even the basic stuff where you use those bot-based programs. So those are something that the companies have to start using. So they can overcome this financial risk, of losing money by going for the right advice and ensure that advice is towards the company's growth. So that financial risk is very important. The calculation of the ROI, as I mentioned earlier, and investing your money in the right direction. So that's the benefit. You should try to save money somewhere, you end up paying double, triple to the software companies.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. That brings me to my next question, Ravi, which is about how digital transformation impacts the financial reporting and compliance processes of MSMEs.
Well, you would see compliance, financial reportings to the auditors and statutory auditors is today big time. And I've seen companies which are not digitally transformed, they end up spending so much time to churn out those reports. Okay. Now, when an auditor is here, see, if you've got multiple companies, then you will have multiple audit rounds coming. And the statutory auditors might actually present those reports to the board members. So what happens? The management is totally blocked to ensure that whether I'm following those compliances. I'm saying financial compliances right now. Now, if the right kind of data is given at the right time to the auditors, there's less amount of questions coming in. I've seen companies downloading data in Excel. A lot of changes are done offline. Okay, and those data are published to the auditors. The auditors come out with so many queries because that data is not trusted. Imagine a proper analytic tool coming in, which the auditor has given a login, he can see whatever he wants. Of course, that is security. You don't give him all the data that you don't want to, of course. And the company really has peace of mind. Auditor can go and check any analytics report. I've seen, especially in the pharma companies where the quality management system compliances are there. If they are given a proper analytics system, they can go deep dive, they can look at the various reports upfront on the dashboard. The auditor really feels, okay, I am not being cheated here. I've been given all the access, right? So he would have less questions. The audit time comes down. The preparation of audit comes down. The time that you spend to prepare for the audit. So I know the internal auditors really have a hard time whenever there is a audit to be done and the person who is going to answer it. So here digital transformation makes a big difference and everyone is in sync. Data is centrally sourced and everyone is seeing the same data.
Now, Ravi, if we had to talk about cybersecurity, which is critical in today's age and era, how important do you think is investment in cybersecurity for MSMEs undergoing digital transformation, impactful, and what are the financial implications of it?
One is cybersecurity is very important. More you are exposing yourself to the outside world from your company, the more your systems are, vulnerable. You've got to have a hacking attack. Now, I know companies, they do regularly a vulnerability assessment and ensure that the VAPT is done on time. Okay, it's more to prevent that no one hacks your system. So there are proper firewalls, installed at the server end. Now that's a cost one needs to put in. Okay, you need to ensure that your end users are trained for not clicking on the wrong links. They don't send certain data which is not supposed to be sent outside. If they are trained well, it really goes. So that's an investment one needs to do. Just imagine your business is running well and there is this hacker who does a cyber attack. Your whole data is locked and you have to end up paying a lot of ransom in cryptocurrency. So it's better you don't save money there. Please go to an expert, get your IT services well audited by a cybersecurity expert, have proper formulations, have a good IT policy in the company. That's why I keep saying if you have to mitigate this risk, have a proper consulting guy. If you don't have that expertise in your team, in the organization, that goes a long way. There are genuine people existing in the market who can help you overcoming these challenges. Cybersecurity, I would say, a big red flag. Many MSMEs are not using it today.
And my last question to you, Ravi, which is again critical in terms of understanding the future of digital transformation. How and where do you see this going moving forward? And in the coming time and era, what do you think would be the next big thing that MSMEs could see?
One, the systems are getting more lighter. Like you are seeing no-code platforms, low-code platforms coming in. That means what happens is you don't need to hire a programmer. These are the new edge systems that are coming in. And so you can do a drag and drop and even a non-technical guy can design his own applications. Well, for MSMEs, still there is a lot of scope there. They can evolve, but the process element side, the process alignment side really needs to be matured. But digital transformation is happening drastically today. Even the bot-based programming, you would have seen ChatGPT has made a big difference today. It actually writes programs for you, whether it be Java or whether it be SAP. But you need to know what kind of question you want to ask ChatGPT. But it will help you. So, digital transformation is the future, of course. As a business owner, you need to be very open-minded. That's very important. That will help you to, be ahead of your competitor. I have seen still promoter-driven companies, okay, the third or fourth generation or even second generation, the biggest task is he has to go and convince his father or his grandfather whether I should implement a system. But this cultural change is something where a lot of Indian companies are going through. But yes, people are accepting, yes, digital transformation is the key. Get an audit done. Get a gap analysis done from an expert. I have done it for many companies and they found the benefits of it. So these are things that are so important. Digital transformation is the future. You have to change.
With that, Ravi, we've come to the end of our episode today. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to you for coming to our MSME Masterclass and sharing your valuable experiences and expertise. Thank you so much, Ravi. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Amrita. It was really a pleasure speaking to everyone. I hope this helps, to people transform. And I can be connected on LinkedIn as Ravi Kajaria. Thank you.
Thank you. And to our audience who would like to see this episode or many such episodes, you can go on to YouTube, type JSW1 MSME, and you will find all the episodes of JSW1 MSME Masterclass uploaded on this platform. So thank you so much.